So I'm Sam from Werewolves, and we've got our new album Die For Us coming out this Friday 12th. It will come out on Bandcamp, and then a week later on the 19th it's going to be on streaming services and physicals like all around the world. And it's a sick fucking death metal album full of like absolute bullshit. Over to you.
Well, how can I follow that, mate? You've just done everything for me. So how are you feeling about the release, bro? Like it's not your first rodeo, so does it always generate that same amount of excitement, or does it become
well, this one's a little bit different. Like, you know, it's a self-release, this one. So there's been a lot of moving parts, and like whereas the other ones we just like roll up to each album release basically in a carriage, you know, with horses and the red carpet treatment. This time around it was kind of like, no, there was a lot of moving, spinning plates that we were having to keep like spinning. And you know, normally we'd be like already on our victory lap even before the album's like sort of released. Now we're kind of like very much just staring at that date, crossing the fingers that all goes well. Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of quite a bit more nervous this time around, just that everything happens as it should.
Oh, fingers crossed it does.
Yeah, but as for the response for the album, like, you know, we don't worry about that. We never worry about that. We've got like a pretty heinous slab of like death metal that we know is absolutely stupendous, and that the title track, the very first thing that anyone will hear when listening to the album Die For Us, is just going to knock both their socks off and then some. So, you know, we're not worried about that. We're worried about the boring bullshit like out the back of house.
Yeah, like this right now.
Oh no, this is honestly, this to me is the fun part. One of the good things about releasing an album a year is you start getting familiar faces like around the country and the world that you get to chat with. So yeah, this is the good bit. This is like me with a nice cold drink and like a cigar. This moment, it's like when I sort of jump on later tonight and, you know, just worry about making sure all overseas has the correct like release dates. I know everyone's going to fuck it up and be like on Friday, where's the physicals? And it's going to be like, listen, cunts, it's Bandcamp this Friday, physicals next Friday. Fucking got it. There is a downside to like being total caveman death metal.
Werewolves, it's pretty fair to say that you guys have got your own sound and people know it's you when they listen to it, but is there any surprises at all on Die For Us, or is it just what people want and expect?
Somehow, even 5 albums in, we still managed to surprise people with just how hateful, vitriolic and abusive like the albums are. So people will probably be surprised yet again by that, but I know what you're asking. Are we like doing any, you know, real changes? And the answer to that,
piano breakdowns or anything like that?
No breakdowns, no mercy, no sellout, no love. Nothing for anyone like under the age of like 40. None of that shit. No V-neck t-shirts, like no neck tats, like no, we ain't got shit that's going to appeal to anyone who wasn't there like in the early 90s, like for carcasses, necroticism, or like, you know, we're for everyone who's still talking about, oh my God, Mick Harris left Napalm Death. You know, that's our peoples right there. Look, there's a couple, you know, I'm taking the piss. There's a couple of things that like people are going to sort of go, oh, about. Probably one of them is we got Rock from Sadistic Execution to do a little bit of yelling on this album. He appears on the track My Hate Is Strong, pretty much because we thought that was by far the most appropriate track for him.
Why?
So, I have zero idea. Sadex have this song, like, I think it might be called Fucking Death. But the song just starts with like a good 30 seconds of him making like retard noises while screaming "fuck you" just like repeatedly. And to be honest, that's you know, that is our northern star. That is what we always sailing towards. That's our compass north, like that song. So yeah, we're pretty pumped. We got him like involved for a track. We do a normal sort of like have one slowish black metal kind of track on there. which is Under a Urinal Moon. Spot the pun. That one I'm pretty happy with. Like a couple of, I think an album or two ago, I started like experimenting with layering vocals, particularly almost like subliminal deeps. And that song sort of like takes that to sort of new heights. So it's a little bit different. The entire album overall, if we were going for anything different for it, and we weren't, but I just have to make something up, like, you know, because we do get asked this question a bit. There was a few tracks where I was kind of like, let's make it almost anthemic or sing along, something there where like someone can like, you know, have one fist in the air and be crushing someone's skull in with like a big beer stein with the other hand, and sing along to the chorus kind of thing. So yeah, there's a good three songs where like, you know, there's an actual chorus to it.
Very
Title
nice.
track Die For Us. We've got a mid-pace song, like I think the first mid-pace song we've ever done, called Fuck You Got Mine.
Well, people have got to understand what you're saying when you sing that one, I guess. So you got to slow it down a bit.
Yeah, I don't want anyone like going, oh, I can't understand the lyrics. So, you know, we're sort of like, we got them in mind. And also, We All Deserve to Be Slaves, which we did the video for. Yeah, I really wanted people to get those songs, and if not get like all the lyrical content and the meaning, what we're all like sort of aiming for, I wanted them to at least get the chorus.
Yeah, that's enough. And this probably takes some more relevance now you're doing this album by yourself. But when it comes to releasing singles, like from a marketing perspective, like as you say, all your music is abrasive and highly offensive to some people. Like, do you release singles that will try and offend as few people as possible or as many people as possible?
That's a very good question. To be honest, when it comes to the singles discussion, like normally Matt and Dave like to say we're doing this, and I'm like, okay, and that's about the extent of the discussion with it. No, we're not afraid to like put out the offensive stuff. We do. Having said that, like I'm very well aware now that I'm running sort of like the Werewolves YouTube channel and putting our videos up on it, that stuff with like that's absolutely slathered in swearing does get restricted. And in fact, we're releasing a whole bunch of short videos to promote like the new album. And quite a lot of those had the swears in them, and they were getting picked up like randomly by YouTube for like all sorts of reasons, and to the point where it looked like the channel was going to get taken down.
Right.
So, which kind of sucked, because that was like halfway through the campaign after we'd already come out with the We All Deserve to Be Slaves film clip. So yeah, we didn't really care about it before. In fact, if anything, there was sport in like putting our worst foot forward. But
That's what I thought.
yeah, but yeah, now kind of, I must admit, it's something I keep half an eyeball on. But like our least offensive is still far beyond most people's like line in the sand. Yeah.
You've been quoted as saying that Die For Us ticks every box for modern death metal. Like, you guys don't seem to be the band who've actually got something and goes, yep, done that, done that, done that. Like, what do you mean by ticks every box?
That was just a complete fucking lie that we told everyone to like buy our shit. No, it doesn't tick every fucking box. There's no solos, like there's no breakdowns. You know, all of our earlobes are intact. Like, you know, just it doesn't tick every fucking box. If you're an absolute fucking beast who's into absolute rabid shit and likes getting their head like sanded off with blasting and ranting, yeah, then it's going to tick your great big box. But like, you know, I'm not even sure if we put that on there. We say all sorts of shit.
You don't remember until people like me remind you what you actually said.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was us or dicey or imperative like PR overseas for someone like that. But yeah, nah, it's really strange. It's old school guys like from the 90s death metal scene who all have like the 2020 something ability to play everything, just absolutely going for it and giving our take on what we think like modern death metal should be. And to our minds, like everyone took a bit of a wrong turn. Like mid 2000s or whatever, when Meshuggah and At the Gates and Nile and Origin all turned up. And everyone sort of like got a little bit techie and wanted to like demonstrate what an amazing musician they were. And, everyone became very afraid of being catchy or having hooks, or like, things like the opening riff of Morbid Angel's Rapture, something that is just like going to catch you, grab you, be savage, but you can bang your head to. And so we're kind of like gone way back and taken that detour where we thought metal was supposed to go. So yeah, we're heavy as fuck, we're fast as fuck, but we also try and be catchy as fuck as well.
That's a lot of fucks for one fucking band.
Fuck yeah.
Werewolves started back in 2019 with the express purpose of releasing 10 albums in 10 years. Die for Us sees you reach the halfway point. Like, is it harder than what you thought it was going to be, one a year?
This year was, yes. It's our hump year. Like, people have their fucking hump day for the week. Well, we've got like our hump year for releasing 10 albums in 10 years, and it's this fucking year. Look, the music part of it, like that goes as smooth as ever, and we're quite enjoying that, and it's always like fun to do. And I think we always stomp that bit of it. It's this other bit now, like where we're self-releasing, and suddenly the workload is just like expanded. And on top of that as well, like we started playing live just under 2 years ago, almost as kind of a joke thing, like as a funny thing to do. Hey, wouldn't it be funny, to create a band that like makes an album within a month and gets signed the next month? What would be funnier than that? Let's just play our first show, like, and only have one rehearsal before it, like,
Which is all right when you're younger.
yeah. Oh, dude, like, I feel my impaired blood pressure these days when I try and play a gig, that's for sure. And then we thought it would be funny last year, like, let's like do a full national tour with like Mayhem and Ulcerate, and and let's close out the year by touring with Archspire and Ingested, and Slam and Exude gigging.
And do an album.
Yeah, why not? And almost unfortunately, like, it's now we've kind of created expectations. So before, everyone was just like kind of flabbergasted that we'd like put out an album. Now it's kind of like, all right, and film clips, and when's the tour? And it's like, oh shit, guys.
It's not so funny anymore.
yeah, it was a great joke to start with, but we're not laughing now. But we'll make that 10 albums, 10 years of kills us or everyone else.
You're backing yourself in, are you?
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it. We can do it. I believe in us.
I won't back against you either, brother. But you mentioned the term caveman death metal before, which is pretty accurate. You want to know the first thing I thought of when I read that? I thought of Captain Caveman. And I thought that would be a fucking good song to write about Captain Caveman, with you being a caveman death metal band.
We've thought about it, like, and I know sort of like Matt every now and then sort of like, he's like, how about we sort of like, do a film clip, we come out like gnawing bones, wearing like loincloths and shit. Yeah, maybe not quite that obvious. One of the things like I've sort of found with Werewolves is that, we do raise a laugh. Like, you will get a chuckle out of our albums, but it's a very mean sort of like laugh. It's not an overly jokey band, and there's kind of like a bit of a thin line that we sort of have to walk. So yeah, no, we'll never come out quite as obvious as doing that, but like, we'll veer off in that direction sometimes.
Yeah, very cool. Well, after what you just said before, I'm not even going to ask you about any shows coming up or what else you got going on, because you probably tell me to go fuck myself. But if people find out,
let me talk about all our shows and our world tours that we've got planned. We have two shows booked on consecutive days in Melbourne for September. So we're supporting Colossus on the 13th, and then we're playing a festival on a boat in Port Phillip Harbour in Melbourne called Hell on the Bay.
Nice.
And I got the lineup all fucked up last time. I think I was talking about it with people, but I think we will be playing with Freedom of Fear and Harlot.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's on the Saturday night. I think they're also going out on the Friday night. But yeah, no, we'll be at Stay Gold with Colossus, getting sticky.
Very nice. But before that happens, of course, we've got the album Die For Us, which is what the release you said before, the 12th through to the 19th. So keep an eye out for all of that. Typical Werewolves fucking awesomeness, bro. So well done. I'll be seeing you for a beer somewhere soon.
Thank you very much. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it.